sunlight begins to fade now, and I feel like I'm losing time, but I don't know how I'm here. The sunlight has turned to gray, and I feel like I'm losing love again. I don't know how I'm here. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need. And I know now we're getting older. The world we built is slipping through our fingers. We're running out of time. But you are the one I've chosen, and I won't lay still, living left behind, imprisoned by this love. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need.
Every day is the same commute, the same sad faces, the same busker playing jazz harmonica. Maybe it's time to work from home. Remember that idea you had to start selling tiny succulents? You could start an online store with Squarespace. Pick a beautiful template, upload photos of your finest succulents in their finest tiny pots, and never ever listen to a harmonica solo ever again. Whatever your dream, a website makes it real. Make it Squarespace. Use offer code Spotify for 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website.
Enter the Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Squares sweepstakes. We're giving away $50,000 every score change, touchdowns, field goals, even extra points. 50 G's. Plus, 2 grand prize winners will win $500,000 that could be used toward their dream home. Enter for free at RocketMortgageSquares.com. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 54.
No purchase necessary. 18 years or older except Alabama, Nebraska, and Mississippi. Ends January 30th. Licensed all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. The NFL is not sponsored promotion in any way.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, and good. No, it's just I opened the wrong one. I opened the one for Twitch instead of the one for YT. So now I'm going to open the one for YT now. Let me go ahead and switch scenes. That way you guys can see my 40-some-odd-year-old face here. Hi! I'm here! As much as here can be here and not anywhere else. Let's take that so people can see the chat. Yeah. You know, even though I wasn't born in boomer times, I tend to do boomer things. So, yeah, that was a boomerism. So, let me go ahead and connect this bot, and we will get rolling. Let's see here. So, apparently, now let's try this again. Successfully connected. I'm going to come over here and go, all right, here we go. And come on, chat bot, you nitwit. Wake up. Yep, it's a wood background. Yep. Bot's broken. Anyway. I hate it when this happens. Okay, well. I can remedy that situation. Let me see here. Let me come over here and do it manually then, because the soundboard is located on my Geek blog, or at least the soundboard commands, but the soundboard isn't working, so I guess we're not going to be using it this time. Yeah, yep, it's a face. Hello! Yep. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it's not working. It says it is. It says streamer client successfully connected, but it's not doing much of anything. Let me see here. There's the bot client. Oh, so I've got to do both? Alright, let's try it now. Because I'm stubborn. Okay, let's try this again. And now I misspell it because I'm an idiot. As I'm B-O-A-R-D soundboard. Come on, bot, wake up. There we go. We've got a live bot here. Okay. We have finally got a live bot. Yay! I'm figuring this crap out slowly but surely. Okay, so as you guys have realized by the title, we're going to be discussing lots of interesting things today. One of which actually crossed my path early. I'm going to shut this off for a minute. I'm just going to turn it on when we're not using, you know, during breaks and stuff. So I'm going to move this over here so you guys can see this a little bit better. Earlier on in my feed, this little bout of stupidity came through. You know, I'm not one for usually knocking on teenagers, okay? But for those of you that watch football, and for those of you that know the tradition of the Super Bowl happening on Sunday, this teenager is deluded in his thinking because he did a petition to try and get the Super Bowl moved to Saturday. And we're going to listen to his reasoning why. And then we're going to go from there to responding to a little bit of Mr. Avocado's video on the fact that he doesn't understand in any way, shape, form, or fashion why he's gaining weight. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go into that. Now, I'm going to spare you certain things in Nick's video, like him rapping, because that literally made me cringe so hard. My pants went up into my butt cheeks, but, you know, so that kind of cringe isn't going to be playing. So, yeah, this teenager is petitioning to get the Super Bowl moved to Saturday.
Joins me now from New York. Frankie, I have your change.org petition up here. Every single second you're getting more. 33,363 is what you're up to. Up, just got another one. I want to give you a second here on national television to make your case. Why should it be on Saturday?
Okay, get ready, because this teenager's reasoning made me laugh out loud on the phone with Ronan, because to me, it made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Because of the restaurants and the revenue and the venue with more children, and there'll be less intoxications, I think.
I'm gonna let that sink in. He thinks moving the Super Bowl to Saturday is going to make less incidences of intoxication. I'm going to let that sink in. Higher revenue, right? Exactly, Luna, exactly. No, if I keep looking to the right, it's because my laptop is over here. There is a link to my Streamlabs in the description. This obviously because of the number of subscribers and the fact that I am not going to anyway. This channel is not monetized, and I am trying to raise funds in order to help ease Ronan's burden as far as bill paying is concerned and to get us caught up in bills. So if anything you can contribute is greatly appreciated. If you can't contribute, take the link and share it around, because that is a way to help me too. Yeah, teenagers are dumb, because I laughed out loud. I really, really laughed out loud when he said his particular reasoning, because I just couldn't believe this. I had to remember that it was a teenager, and that teenagers somehow really don't grasp reality a lot of the time, and this is a shining example of that. So here we go.
Because Sunday there's 41% of people because of car crashes due to intoxication.
So 41% of people in car crashes are due to intoxication, but he thinks that having the Super Bowl on a Saturday is going to reduce the number of drunk drivers on the road if you move the Super Bowl to Saturday. The only thing moving the Super Bowl to Saturday is going to reduce is the number of people showing up to work on Monday with hangovers. That's it. It's not going to stop people from drinking.
You are a smart young man.
No, he's not. Don't even play it off. He is not a smart young man.
I love your arguments here.
She's the only one, because I can poke so many holes in those arguments. It's not even freaking funny. She's as dumb as he is.
You've gotten a huge response. First, what has it been like to get this kind of attention?
Yeah, he's got a huge response because there are a lot of people that think in a disjointed manner like him. Because if you move the Super Bowl to Saturday, everybody that doesn't have to work on Sunday, which is a greater number than people, I'm just guessing here, that don't have to work, that have to work on Sunday, are going to drink, which will increase the incidences of intoxication and possibly increase the chance that you're going to run into a drunk driver Saturday night to Sunday morning.
It's been great. It's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing.
And you know, it's an interesting thing for a young person to get behind, this kind of movement. And some say you're going to have a tough time getting this moved. The NFL has said in the past they get better ratings on Sunday. And
it's because Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays are traditionally football NFL days, to be exact. Now, sorry, kid, but that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. There will be more drinking on Saturday Super Bowl. Thank you. Sorry, Maddie. Plans unexpectedly came up. Okay. Take care, sweetheart. I'll record it and probably upload it as a clip. Don't worry about it. Thank you, sweetie. You take care of yourself and be careful. All right, so here we go.
Wire himself, a former NFL player, says it's like religion. Frankie, it's like moving church to Sunday. That's what he says. What's your response to that?
Yeah, it's pretty much like that. I understand.
So if you understand, why are you continuing the petition? I don't understand. I don't understand it. So why are you continuing with the petition when the NFL is pretty much against it? Because again, the most popular days and days that everybody's used to watching the NFL are on Sundays, Mondays, and sometimes Thursdays, depending on whether or not you follow, the NFL religiously.
Why do you think this is such an important topic to get behind for you? Was there something that prompted you to do this now? Because it would apply to next year's game.
Apply to now because I would forget probably. And this idea just popped up one day on conversation.
This idea just popped out one day, and I'm probably going to forget if I don't do this now. Oh, the teenage mentality. To be young and ignorant again must be so wonderful. I swear to God. Hello, Wikipedia. To be young and ignorant again must be such bliss. I swear to God, it's got to be so much bliss. Because if I don't do this, I'll forget it. Really? 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 I'm telling you. Kids nowadays. This just, I had to share this first on my Oh Shiny stream because this literally got my attention and made me laugh out loud. Ronan may be joining me in the Discord. So please, it's different people. I am inviting people to pop in on the Discord. If you don't have an invitation to the Discord, let me know. I can post one in the live chat. You can pop in. I can give you permissions and pull you into the voice chat if you want to be a part of the live stream. So that's the way I'm doing it. And again, don't forget, my Streamlabs link is in the description. I am going for a goal of $500, and that is going to put us current with all of our bills and take a lot of stress off of Ronan and me. I have been constantly bidding for freelance writing, and I am in current talks with the lady that is looking for a novel writer and a script writer for TV shows and movies. So that is still in the works. She's still telling me that she's going to get back to me. Hopefully she's not dangling me like a fish on a hook. But I am working to bring in extra income in other ways. I really don't like doing these shill streams, but the way that I'm rationalizing it is I'm not asking for frivolous shit. I'm not asking for like cigarettes money or booze money or anything like that. That is a want more than a need. This literally will help us get caught up on the cell phone bill. It'll help us get caught up with the rent and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not asking for stuff that isn't necessary. So yeah, if you can't contribute, at least share the link out and let people know that we really need some help to at least get back on even keel so we can quit being stressed out and have a little bit, so we can have some breathing room. But yeah, this is what this kid's response is. This is what his way of thinking is. And, I literally came up with this idea and, I knew I'd forget it if I didn't hop on it. He doesn't realize, this is a prime example of schools not teaching children how to think critically. Because if he would have done the research as far as drunk driving incidents and holidays and Friday and Saturday nights as opposed to Sunday nights, he'd realize that you probably have more of a chance of running into a drunk on the road driving on Fridays and Saturday nights than you do on Sunday nights. Because when you have the Super Bowl or a huge event like that on a Sunday night, a lot of people have to go to work on Monday. So, there's going to be a lot less people actually going out, and they're going to be staying home Sunday because they know they're going to have to drive home. Now, I know there's a lot of sports bars out there that invite people to come and drink and watch the football game on Sunday and watch Super Bowl Sunday. But these sports bars that are responsible are also giving alternatives for getting these people home. Ubers, Lyfts. I think Budweiser still has their program for calling people and then, and getting rides home. There's always the old standby, which is the taxi. Yes, they are expensive, but, it's a lot cheaper than going through court and having to get a lawyer and being arrested for drunk driving and going through all that. So, it will be an experiment to test a hypothesis if they actually do it and move the game. Yeah, that's true, Wiki. I completely agree with that. So, next thing on the agenda, because we're not getting to avocado just yet. I was hoping I would get it before Luna had to leave. So we're going to do that a little bit later in the stream. So, in their ever-growing need to money grab and redo movies that people already love, this came out October 18th, 2019, so it's gone under a lot of people's radar. Robert Zemeckis is in talks to direct a live-action Pinocchio for Disney.
Hello, dear.
Hey, baby. So, and I just, to me, these because again, live action, okay, live action Pinocchio. Can a fully live action Pinocchio exist? Yes, they can, with practical effects and stuff. But it's just, why is my questioning. Other than a shameless cash grab, there's really no reason in remaking Pinocchio. If you want to do the cash grab and you actually want to do it in a better way, just re-release the film. Remaster it and re-release it.
There was an adaptation of Pinocchio once upon a time and everything that starred Sandy Duncan as Pinocchio.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. It says, Robert Zemeckis is in early talks to direct Disney's live-action Pinocchio. Andrew Miano and Chris Weitz will produce through their company Depth of Field, with Weitz penning the script. Paddington director Paul King had originally been tapped to direct, but had to leave the project for unknown reasons at the beginning of the year. David Heyman, who was on board to produce, is no longer involved with the film. So what this tells me is they're already having problems with this. The wheat thins chick. Yeah, Wikipedia. So that's what that first paragraph tells me, is that they're already having problems with this. The deal hasn't closed yet. Zemeckis is eyeing the project since this summer, in other words, last summer, 2019. He was still, however, working on his current pick, The Witches, for Warner Brothers, and didn't want to commit to a new film until The Witches made more progress in production. With that film in post-production now, Zemeckis began turning his sights on his next project, with Pinocchio high on his list. I'm gonna pause this. So, they're apparently they're really going to do this. I'm just tired of remakes in general. Hey, Mitch. Hey, Panina. If you guys want to hop in, let me know. I'm in the geek Discord. If you guys want to hop into the waiting room. I'm tired of these remakes. I really, really am. I'm just really, they're just shameless cash grabs. Everybody by now knows it.
I'm just going to say that, and go on record as saying this. Number one, they're out of ideas. They don't have anything original. Anything that is original that's coming through that could possibly be good and everything is going out the window because, well, little miss my feminism.
Yeah, little miss my feminism. It's just, it's ridiculous to me. I mean, to me, it's, okay, I love, the movie was a really good animated movie. And to me, if they wanted to re-release it, just remastering it to update the colors and the depth of the stuff would probably be, in my opinion, all that they need to do, and then re-release it. Because we already know by now they're just grabbing for cash.
Well, they're grabbing for cash and everything because, you know, their babies and everything are tanking.
Well, we all know why they're tanking.
Yeah, we know exactly.
But, you know, we're the toxic fandom, so why would they listen to us? Though the deal hasn't closed yet, Zemeckis is... Okay, wait a minute. The famous director will now look to gear up the casting process, specifically trying to find his Geppetto. At one point, Tom Hanks was circling the role, but eventually passed. Andrew Miano and Chris Weitz are producing. King Weitz and Simon Farnaby wrote the most recent draft. The original animated movie tells the tale of a living puppet, we already know this, who became a real boy, who had, you know, a cricket for a conscience. We all know, who have seen the movie, what the premise of the movie is. Okay. IR in the waiting room. Alright, let me pull you in. Dee-dee-dee. Hello, Mitch.
Oh, Jesus. You did it again.
Did it again?
You scared the caterpillar fart out of me. I don't even know what that means.
Yo, funny, minis.
What? But when did we're still on Disney? Yes.
Yes, we're still on Disney.
Okay. Never mind what they've done to Star Wars. Mm-hmm. They have this wonderful collection of animated things, like you were saying, Maddie, and they really should just go over and give them a nice pass. Don't change anything. Just give it just the subtlest little facelift,
I mean,
and
Mitch will
leave the
probably
rest alone.
Yeah.
Mitch, you will remember this. Do you remember how much money they made when they updated to Dolby Sound and re-released Fantasia?
Yeah. That kind of
Nothing
thing.
added, nothing extra,
Nope.
and everything. They just updated the sound and everything, presented it in Dolby surround sound, and made a mint.
Hey, your boy Pat.
Yeah. And besides that, they didn't remove anything because it might offend one really off the wall person in Toledo.
Right. It's always the off the wall people, right? It just it kills me. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with any of these movies, but they keep changing them, and they keep trying to ingest more blood into it. Hey Pat, if you have time, I'm gonna put the invite for my Discord in the live chat. Pop on in if you want to join the conversation, sweetheart. Let's see. It continues. It says, there was a time when the studio was considering the title for Disney Plus after disappointing box office results for Dumbo, but Zemeckis' involvement would suggest it's likely the studio sticks with the theatrical route. Yeah, right?
Whatever.
Disney continues to see its live-action adaptation strategy as a major part of its pipeline, with this year's Aladdin and The Lion King both crossing the $1 billion milestone this year. Remember, guys, this is back in 2019 when this article came out.
Uh-oh, MC has joined the chat.
Okay. Yep, MC.
No, what are they going to do? Put Pinocchio on a frickin' DeLorean?
I don't know. I really don't know at this point what they're going to do. I mean, there's nothing beyond completely ripping up the story that you can do to make it new.
Dark and gritty Pinocchio in a world where wooden noses grow longer.
Well, we already know Disney's well known for quote unquote prettifying fairy tales and things of that nature, so that the actual story doesn't end how it was actually written. I mean,
right? Can you imagine?
Look. I've got it. I know how they can make money. It starts off and everything with Cinderella grabbing Pinocchio by the ears and screaming, "Lie to me."
Weirdly, I was going to go in a similar direction, only not quite as dirty.
Oh, Lord.
I think what would be really funny is if Disney picked up the troll hammer. You know, and just took a bunch of the older stuff that we think they, do a little Passover. Take a bunch of that stuff with the old time Disney princesses. Have them show up at a house party and all interact with each other, and piss and moan about the state of affairs in Disney Fairy Neverland, whatever it's called.
Right.
And just make it that kind of dark and gritty, trolly kind of. Can you believe that fucking stepmother with her drinking problem and her fucking fancy shoes, bitch? Tried to steal my shoes and make me smoke a joint.
Panina, if they keep the Pleasure Island donkey scene, that'll be the next level. Yeah, that was fucking nightmare fuel. As a kid watching that scene, I'm going to admit it. As a kid watching that scene, I was scared out of my fucking wits.
No, I got it. The same thing I just said, except all of a sudden, in comes Winnie the Pooh, and he's got a sudden craving for human flesh. Just go fucking nuts with it. Have some fun with it, for God's sake. I mean, if you're going to change stuff anyway, don't change it to make it stupid. Change it to make it just completely and utterly off the wall and crazy.
Yep, and yesterday, to add insult to injury or fuel to the misogynistic fire, Hollywood Reporter reported that Bambi remake in the works with Captain Marvel and Chaos walking writers. So they're going to do a live action Bambi.
Yeah, see that image right there that's on screen now with Bambi with a butterfly up her ass.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, exactly. We
Yeah, see,
have a
now
pet.
that's what you do. You get all the Disney princesses who are trying to escape all the Disney animals who have the sudden craving for human flesh, and the only weapons at the princess's disposal is all the talking flatware from fucking Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Just throw a fucking teacup at the bitch.
Right.
Quick, smack it with a candelabra. Set that motherfucker on fire. It would be great.
Yeah. Oh, I did joke last night that got on Twitter that got a couple of responses. I said I can see this script now. Bambi's dad gets killed and his mom survives because reasons. Because that would
I can see that.
Yeah, because that would be the only way they could actually change the story. Really, come on. You know, this is getting ridiculous now. Like I said, just remaster it. Just give it a nice little pass to update the graphics and stuff. But the
Yeah,
chat
honestly,
is
could you
locked.
imagine?
Pop into the waiting room, Pat. Pop into the waiting room. That shouldn't be locked, and I'll drag you in.
They really should take something. I think Disney owns the Fox and the Hound.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, take something like that. Just give it that beauty pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, audio and visual beauty pass, and just re-release it.
Yeah.
People be eating that shit up. You got big theater numbers, and you're going to get the other thing, the DVD Blu-ray sales.
Yeah.
Because this one has the color green in place of the color blue, so it's a new thing.
Yep.
Worked for George Lucas and Star Wars.
Okay. You should be able to unmute
Sure.
Pat. Hey, Pat! But I mean, it's just, okay. The original movie, based in 1942, told the story of a young fawn named Bambi as he learns his place in the forest. With his two best friends, a rabbit named Thumper and a skunk named Flower, Bambi comes of age as he faces the joys and heartache, cue the loss of a parent of growing up. Yeah, and most people would probably, most SJWs would probably whine that, oh yeah, and then, the father wasn't present.
Bambi's back, and this time he's not taking any crap.
Bambi walks out of the forest. Simba was nearby and everything and ate him. Story over.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Yep.
Loud and clear.
All right, there we go now. Oh, that was muted. All right, so what's going on, everybody?
Hey, nothing much. What's going on in your corner of the woods?
Just relaxing today. It's my day off. I just got about an hour ago. Just got through doing a test stream on my new live stream channel. So that's up and going right good now.
Cool.
But
Groovy.
Now,
still got a lot of kinks.
Yeah, I had to work out a lot when I first started streaming because I had no clue what I was doing.
Nah. Like, I got the talking part down and things like that. It's just fixing my levels, and now I'm waiting on my Yeti microphone to come in. That's going to be in about next week by the time I decide to do another one of these things. Hopefully then I'll have topics.
Yep.
Right on.
And they're planning on, and they're doing this again, they're planning on using the same CGI animation for The Lion King for Bambi.
Oh.
They're not gonna to me. I said this when we were watching the trailers before the Lion King movie, and I refuse to call it live action. I call it hyper realistic CGI, which is what it is. When those trailers came out and people were leaking clips, I said it then, and I'm gonna say it now. When you do hyper realistic CGI animation for a traditionally animated feature film that has nothing but animals in it, it doesn't look right because there's no way you can make those animals emote and it look natural.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just not getting the picture because they're going to do it again with Bambi. And I'm sitting here going, no, can we not? Come on.
It's like they're never going to get the picture because Monkey said this on his stream. So long as it sells, they're just going to keep on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, it really is about the money, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine to be about the money.
Yeah.
But my God, do something interesting with it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd make, more money. Like we should just skip all the bullshit, get right to the end of the line where Disney's really out of ideas and all they're doing is taking all the animals and the princesses and all the wicked stepmothers get together to join forces and create havoc in the world. So all the princesses and animals have no choice but to team up with the fucking Avengers.
But here's the thing though, them like taking all these like Disney animes and things like that and making them live action and like use like real actors and things like that, especially like in certain things like what does that say for Disneyland who uses like these characters in their like parks and stuff like that? Like for instance,
kidding.
You want to know the reason why? What is that one chick name in like Enchanted?
I think that was Cinderella.
No, it wasn't Cinderella. I think it was Giselle or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Or anyway, like it was that right there. A lot of people like wonder like why is she never like in the parks? Why is she being made a Disney princess and stuff like that? Me and a lot of people said 2 words: Amy Adams. When they made it like half anime and half live stream and stuff like that, and they used Amy Adams' likeness and all that right there. So if they was able to like put that character into like the parks and things like that, they would have to pay Amy Adams a shit ton of royalties to use her likeness.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why. So what people say when they start making the rest of these things like live stream?
Yeah.
Not live stream, but live action.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just it's ridiculous.
It really is, because plus, if you use a live action princess, then you get the kids going to the Disney parks, and they're like, "You're not Princess Harold."
Right?
It's just not the same. And it's just going to disappoint a bunch of everyone's. No one going to Disneyland anymore because Princess Harold looks like a guy with a beard. Yeah. Looks like Jessica Yaniv.
Yeah, like right now they can't use Maleficent because if they did,
Angelina Jolie.
They got to pay Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good luck, meeting her price.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, because she's still got to adopt 58 kids from Antarctica or something. And those adoption fees don't pay for themselves.
Mitch is no longer allowed to name princesses. Princess Harold and everything, the balding comb over. 2 days with a stubbled guy with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth going, "How you doing?"
And just think now.
How you doing, little lady?
What's gonna happen to Ariel?
We all know
Ariel.
We all know Ariel now. I think they're doing it on the stage first to see how well
Ariel's gonna transition.
What?
They're already making a black, so it's like bye-bye, like a redheaded white girl, or this white girl in a red wig.
You know what sucks about that is like in the 70s when you had the blaxploitation films, those were films in a lot of cases made by black people. So it wasn't like it wasn't like that weird racist kind of thing. But now when you get a bunch of white people turning the characters into black people, it's almost like blaxploitation, and it's really exploitative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially when they call it like woke diversity and all that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wonderful word.
It's diversity through conformity, which is not diversity, and it put a bullet in my head.
Yeah. Right.
It's not diversity. It's them feeling sorry and thinking that it takes them to it takes them to like give like non-white people like this platform and this thing right here. You can't make this yourself, so we have to give it for you and things like that to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
And that's the worst thing that you could ever do towards like a non-white person such as myself. Like if you handed me something because you think I can't work for it, you might as well spit in my face because that's exactly what you did.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like I said yesterday on the stream when I was talking to this person about America Chavez. I'm like, just having the character there to have her there and not give her any kind of personality is Marvel literally saying, look, we're diverse, here's a Latina, which rings awfully close to, I'm not racist, here's my black friend.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and they fail to see that.
No.
You know, if they're going to turn a white Disney princess into a black Disney princess, they'd better have a goddamn Rudy Ray Moore to make that movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's like with the Halle
no
Berry.
one knows who Rudy Ray Moore is.
I don't know. With Halle Bailey, not Barry, Halle Bailey doing the whole Little Mermaid thing, I remember getting into those arguments because everybody's like, nah, if you listen to Sebastian, this happened in the Caribbean, and most Caribbean people are black, so she better be black because she was black in the movie. She wasn't black in the book. That was their whole reasoning. She was black in the movie. She's supposed to be black because, you know, Sebastian was talking with a Jamaican accent. So, you know, and most Jamaican people are black. So she can't be a white girl.
I don't get it.
I'm like, yes, the Olympic style mental gymnastics in this thread just make my head hurt.
Suddenly, I do you guys know who Rudy Ray Moore is?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, I mean, that Rudy Ray Moore made throughout the 70s and a little way into the 80s, he was a filmmaker. And he made one movie was Dolomite. Another one was Petey Wheatstraw, the Devil's Son-in-Law.
Oh yeah, I remember Petey Wheatstraw.
And Rudy Ray Moore had this. It really was the whole blaxploitation kind of thing, but he had a weird. The movies were not A-list movies, but they were weirdly charming and fun to watch. It's like he understood that movies need to be about entertainment.
Yeah.
I remember the Human Tornado.
But now I honestly I want to resurrect Rudy Ray Moore from the grave, and I want him to start making Disney movies now.
Oh God! Oh,
that would be so fucking awesome.
Because apparently they're going to have a live-action Peter Pan. Now they've had stage adaptations of Peter Pan, but they're going to call it Peter.
That was like the only thing Sandy Duncan ever really did.
That's where I think trends will start kicking in right there with Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had Sandy Duncan playing at the right time, and she did a great.
Oh yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Pan. She did a great job. Peter Pan.
She
won multiple awards for the stage performance that she did for that.
Yeah, because it wasn't just because she was a woman and things like that. She played the hell out of that part, and that's what they fail to realize. Don't just change these characters; just be changing them. Give them a personality, man. That they can actually go with that character.
Well, it's like I said this before. If they want to sit there and appease the crowd that keeps hollering for diversity, instead of race swapping and tokenizing characters, just spend the little extra coin to go to these different countries to find the folk tales in these countries and turn them into animated films or turn them into live action films. There's your diversity. Yeah. Because you have...
Well, not only that...
Go ahead.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But also it provides some information about another culture, which is always interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm waiting for the fallout from China with the live action Mulan, because I'm sorry, that's not true to the folktale. She wasn't showing her face and showing the fact that she was female while she was pummeling the Huns. She was in male armor, portraying, being a man, because back then they couldn't fight in the army. They were supposed to stay at home.
Yes.
It wasn't until after the war that they found that two of the people she fought with found out that she was female, and that's only after they came to visit her at her home.
Like I said, in the real version, unlike the anime, where it's like,
Yeah. In the live action, the trailers that I've seen for the live action Mulan have her literally fighting on the battlefield with no armor and no helmet on.
Well, yeah, because... Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
Oh, that ain't gonna fly, man.
No, they'll probably try to make up for it by giving her coronavirus or something.
Hey, Hey, Dark Conservatarian, thank you and welcome. I think this is the first time you popped into my live chat. We're talking about remakes and you know, organic diversity versus forced diversity. Because, yeah, I got into an argument with somebody yesterday about America Chavez. Well, it was 2 days ago. America Chavez being in the next Doctor Strange film because, you know, she's super strong and she can fly and she can punch holes in the multiverse to take people from point A to point B. And there was this one person that apparently read the comic book that said that they didn't like America's writing because she wasn't very well written. She really didn't have much of a personality, and the other person's only rebuttal was, well, her power can lead to really cool scenarios. I said, I don't give a shit how cool your superpower is. If she has the personality of a fucking cardboard box, it's a token.
Yep.
And I don't want to tokenize a Latina person in the movie just so Marvel can go, look, we're diverse.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the way
real
this works.
Characters.
Yeah.
I like the characters that have to go through some shit.
Yep.
And emerge on top.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Hey, memes.
Hey, memes. Yeah, I mean, it's just, they're so fever-ridden trying to appease a group of people which, let's face it, are never satisfied, that they don't realize how many people they're going to alienate. Because when this live-action Mulan comes out, I will bet you a dime to a dollar that China is going to look at the movie and go, what is this shit? What have you done to our folktale?
Yep.
That's how they are, you know. Like I said, I'm saying they would rather, you know, like alienate 95 people trying to please this 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone are the days of good story writing. Gone are the days of, you know, really good stories with really good plot lines and well written characters, because they're so feverish to get the diversity in that they don't know how to write a good character anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to marry Sue. I don't want somebody that comes up with a Deus Ex Machina every time she's shoved into a corner and go, oh, look, I can do this now. That's not good story writing. You know what that is? That's 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds playing in the backyard, having their own pretend game, and them inventing things so they can win the imaginary fight they're fighting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's not writing.
Well, that's why I think Darth Vader's going to show up and get punched by a Disney princess. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time.
He's going to get whacked upside the head with Pocahontas' staff.
And it's the weirdest thing because Darth Vader is like one of those few characters they can keep bringing back because you can always find a voice that's close enough. You can always find someone who's tall enough to fit the suit. And weirdly, they're making Darth Vader the Star Wars hero as a result.
Yeah, they are.
So he's the one that's always going to come back.
I mean, it's like that trend has been going on for the past year and a half, at least recently, that I've been keeping a close eye on it. Because more people now on the regressive side of things are identifying more with the villain in the story than the protagonist. And no better example was out there than after the first of the year when that lady on Twitter came out with her cartoon and everybody rallied behind Nice Guy when she wanted them to, you know, feel for who she thought was a protagonist, which really was a bitch that needed to get laid. I'm sorry, you know, but okay, what?
Well, the Dark Conservatarian wrote at the same time, if any Disney property was ripe for a live-action remake, it was Mulan, because Mulan isn't on the same level as Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and Little Mermaid in praise and quality.
Yeah,
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I watch this stuff, but Mulan seems like it could be done in that war movie kind of genre where it doesn't have any, you know, talking furniture.
Right.
Because the talking furniture shit that's the stuff you don't do a live movie around.
No, you don't, because that would look really fucked up.
You know,
You'd have people on the hard drugs going, I know I didn't drop no acid before I came in.
Well, you know, the Disney
Why
princess
that
with the
movie?
talking desk chair that just keeps saying, sit on my face.
Mitch, I've got it. I've got one that they could probably get back to some classic Disney that they could update a little bit and still make it entertaining.
Right?
And you have to go back to stuff like the Shaggy Dog and the Shaggy DA.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That was entertaining. That was entertaining. I mean, they tried to do a remake of Freaky Friday, and that really didn't go over all that well.
Oh God.
No. But you know what? You know what? If Disney wants to do a live action remake of something, they should probably start with the Phantom Menace.
Right. You want to know what I want to see, either live action or with Disney animation? I want to see, and I want to see how many people in the live chat recognize this. I want them to do a series of Anansi folk tales out of Africa.
I don't even recognize that.
Anansi is a spider trickster in African folklore that would reel people in to give them what they want and then trick them in the end.
Oh, no. Disney would cast fucking Loki in that role, wouldn't they?
I don't know. Let's see. According to, and I hate clicking on Wikipedia, but here we go. Anansi is an Akan folktale character. He often takes the shape of a spider and is considered to be the god of all knowledge of stories. Taking the role of trickster, he's also one of the most important characters of West African, African American, and Caribbean folklore.
Spider.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
they'll use either Tom Hiddleston or Tom Holland because they think that a trickster can only be played by the guy who played Loki, and the spider can only be played by the guy who played Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that I could pick out one that would probably fit the role and probably pull it off and everything. Idris Elba.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, I love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
do
see
too.
more stuff with him in it, but I want it to be good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Star Trek movie was a shit role for him. And from what I've seen of The Gunslinger, the Stephen King property, cockapoo.
Well, he literally had a hand in the actual series there and the movie, and he literally skipped. I've only listened to and partially read the first book, and from the trailers and the impressions I was getting, I'm like, okay, he skipped all over the place, because the last thing I remember in the first book that I actually read was him finding the boy, and then him and the boy going on the journey and finding the magician, and I hadn't gotten further than that in the series, so I got to go back and actually read it. Because I tried to listen to the books on tape, and my ADD kept classifying it as background noise, so I have no clue what the fuck happened in the rest of the book.
Well, I think it's like 6-7 books long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I might.
Yeah,
it's
a long series.
At least it was when I stopped reading.
Yeah.
But my God, they went from like 0 to book 4, and that's not how you do it.
No. They're trying to compress too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of information there to fill out that makes the character really fascinating.
Yeah.
And you can't just you can't start that story in the middle. You got to start with Roland walking across the desert.
Yeah.
Because that first book was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it should have been scripted for a TV series and not a movie. And a lot of his novels, in my opinion, a lot of Stephen King's novels should be screenwritten for TV series and mini-series and not put on the big screen, because I love the mini-series of The Last Stand. It still left some stuff out of it, though, because they only did it in 3 parts. Okay. I've never read it. That fucking book is cursed for me. that book is cursed for me because the first time I had the book, I lent it out and never got it back. The second time I got the book, I was all the way to chapter 3 and I lost it, wasn't able to find it. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, to me that should have been another TV series instead of, a mini-series, even though my mom said the mini-series is really close to the book. And the book in the mini-series, Stephen King-wise, that made me go, what the fuck did they read? Because I didn't read that, was Tommyknockers. Because I read Tommyknockers from cover to cover. I watched the mini-series, and I'm sitting here watching the mini-series going, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. What Tommyknockers did they read? Because this shit ain't making no sense. I was like, dude, come on now. Don't, it's, I had a hand in it and I figured it would be better this way. Don't. Stephen, please. I know you're never going to watch the stream. But when people adapt your shit for movies and miniseries, don't go changing the motherfucker. Just leave the book alone, okay? Dude, please.
Yep.
I may not like your politics. I don't jive with your politics and your way of thinking politically, Mr. King, but I love reading your books because they're page turners. But yeah, don't change your shit from the book to the TV show, the miniseries, or the movie. Just leave the crap the same. Otherwise, you're going to have all the audience going, what the fuck did they read?
Well, you know what that does is, it's one of his Bachman books, The Long Walk.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that one?
Which one was it?
The Long Walk.
No,
it's
I haven't
Richard
read
Bachman.
that one. I haven't read that one.
Okay. It's sort of a dystopian situation, but you don't really catch all the big world type details. It's a small story where these teenagers have to walk X amount of distance to not get killed or something. I can't remember all the details, but it's like hundreds and hundreds of miles, and you don't get much in the way of breaks. I think you get 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day.
Wow. And
you have to keep walking and keep walking and keep walking, and if you stop, you get killed.
Yeah.
It's that kind of a thing. And if they wanted to adapt that to a movie, and Stephen King said, "Hey, it would be cool, put them on segways," well, then it's not the same fucking story anymore.
No, it's not. It's like that's what kills me about him, because when people were complaining about his choice for making Roland black and casting Idris Elba in the role, he was like, well, I wanted to adapt it this way. Well, when you adapt it that way and you change Roland from a white character to a black character, then you change the dynamic further on down the line when he runs into the black lady that's racist.
Yep. Exactly. It kills all of that conflict between the two characters.
Mm-hmm. They don't think about that.
Morning,
of course not. It's too bad because, and I like to enjoy, from what I've seen, because I've only seen the clips on YouTube of the Gunslinger. Idris Elba is a good fit for the role.
Yeah.
But a black man is just not a good fit for the story because it eliminates all of that conflict, unless you make that lady in the wheelchair a white racist.
Right.
And so what? It would be fine. But, if you're going to make a change, be consistent with it to maintain the story you're trying to tell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's very jarring when they do stuff like that, because it's like, okay, that's not the way I read the book. That's not the way it's supposed to, how is this supposed to play out now? Like, when they make the character so powerful and they give this character this kit to where no matter what scenario they put him in, there's no suspense. There's no, oh my God, are they going to make it out of this? Instead, you're watching it going, all right, what are they going to pull out of their ass now to get out of this situation? Because we already know how this is going to work.
Yeah.
And people don't want to understand that, no, we're not being toxic when we criticize these things. We're looking at this from a constructively critical point of view in a story writing aspect, and it doesn't work story-wise to always have the character pull something out of their hat to get out of any given situation.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing as Star Wars and Rey. We don't have a problem with the Lady Jedi. We have a problem with the Lady Jedi who's a shitty character.
Yeah. It's like I was and I haven't gotten any responses out of this one yet, but this was I'm gonna scroll down over here because this is my this is my blog, this is my stream. Get over it. I can do this. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll down to the second, my continuation of Ray's story, and here we go. This is me rewriting the Ray story. Okay, so here we go. I said, Ray huffed as her feet ran across the sand, knowing the pair would catch up to her because she was being chased. She closed her eyes and started to control her breathing, squeezing every ounce of strength from her limbs. Something inside her stirred. Her feet started gliding with every step, and she picked up speed. How's she outrunning us, Dornell? Lana screamed over the speeder's engine. Why are you asking me? I don't know, her partner shouted in response. What's happening? How am I doing this? Ray's momentary confusion caused her steps to falter and return her back to her normal speed. She looked behind her, but the speeder with her pursuers was no longer in sight. She ran the rest of the way to the market and lost herself in the crowd after catching her breath. She haggled with the scrap merchant, purchased food and drink, and headed home. How did I do that? What was that? The question swirled in Ray's mind as she paced and quenched her thirst. She walked into the room where she kept the books her parents had given her, running her fingers down the spine. She read each of the titles. She lingered on one about the rise and fall of the Jedi. She pulled it out and made herself comfortable in a chair next to the shelf. She skimmed the pages until she got to the chapters containing what Jedi could do. Her eyes widened as she read about how they could give themselves a momentary burst of speed. Is that what I did? Did I use the Force? She shook her head in disbelief. No one has ever heard of people using the Force in ages. That couldn't possibly be it, she declared to no one as she walked to the kitchen and washed her glass. That's impossible. No one can use the Force. It's dead and gone. If it's dead and gone, how do you explain what happened? You should have been caught. You weren't. The voice was male with a hint of curiosity. She looked around her home for the voice. Father? There was no answer. To me, that's how you write, in my opinion, an awakening of someone's power.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to be confused the first time it happens. They're going to be completely confused.
Oh, God, yeah. And it's got to be a... the awakening of that power can't be the sudden appearance of a cape and shiny red boots.
Right.
It's got to be soft.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you did that pretty well there with the subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
They don't get it. They're paid fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars. They don't get it.
Right? It's like it's
paying you how much?
Right? It's like
she's trying to appease.
Right? All she did was touch a lightsaber, and all of a sudden, oh, I know what I have to do. And I'm sorry to quote a fucking commercial, but that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Now, they pay me in fucking instant soup.
Right?
I don't get paid shit.
Very well, Mitch. We will now give Mitch a raise. You can have ramen.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with the generation compared to us growing up with things like that. We had to figure out stuff growing up with things like that. These kids have been handed all the damn answers. Then they step out into the world. Nobody's handed them the answers and things like that, and now they want to screech.
Yeah. I mean, it's to me, it's I look at this stuff, and yes, I made fun of it. Yes, I posted it on BitChute after Disney blocked it on YouTube, but I completely tore The Last Mary Sue apart. I refuse to call those three movies by their actual names, because to me it is literally The Bile Awakens, The Last Mary Sue, and The Rise of Salmonella. I refuse to give them their names. I refuse.
You could just call it the Odyssey of J.J. Abrams shitting his pants.
With a sprinkle of Ryan Johnson in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's like they missed.
They're instructional videos.
Right.
You too can shit the bed in 3 easy steps.
Right. Because it's like they missed a golden opportunity to have their organic diversity and a great story with Finn. The redemption arc and him being trained as a Jedi over 3 movies would have been a really fucking good trilogy, but they reduced him to a stereotypical sidekick in order to prop up Rey. and force Ray's story. And it feels forced, it feels rushed, and it feels absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, seriously, they should have just dressed John Boyega in a frickin' Robin costume.
Right?
Hi, I'm Robin from The Force Awakens. I'm here to distract the bad guys so my Jedi lady master can beat them up.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you look at this and you're like, you could have had some. You could have been a contender, but you fucked it up.
I look at it and I go, "Fuck you, movie."
Right? You could have been a contender.
That's the tragedy of it. Is there are so many things that started off really well.
Yeah.
And they just said, "Hey, this is a good thing. We'll have this as it. Oh, it's okay. That sounds pretty cool." Then what are you gonna do? I don't know.
Right? I don't know.
Then Darth Vader shows up with a shiny red stick, and he tries to punch our hero. It's like, no, that doesn't work. Darth Vader was dead. It doesn't matter.
We'll revive Palpatine. Why is everybody pissed off that we're doing that?
We won't do Darth Vader right away. We'll start with Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Right?
You know, it's fine. God, I hate Hollywood.
Nah, really? Would have never noticed.
Well, because you got people collecting, $3 from turning in their fucking cans and bottles and making better fan films than this shit.
Yeah, you do.
You got a guy who looks just like goddamn Darth Maul.
And then you have, to give you the ultimate aneurysm, a positron being cloned into an entire positron.
Oh, for fuck. Oh, for fuck. See, this is the problem, okay? I watched Star Trek Picard. That's the first problem. The next problem comes, they take a fucking positron, apparently from Dave, somehow, after he was blown to space bits, and they clone a new flesh and blood android out of it. And because this flesh and blood android is android, this flesh and blood android has superpowers where she can jump really high and really far and punch a bunch of people. But how is that possible if she's a flesh and blood android? It doesn't add up. The math is telling me to go fuck myself.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah. How does that work?
Yeah, so much for science. We're just gonna take science and throw it out the fucking window because what's science anyway?
Fuck you, movie.
I knew I'd get you with that one.
God. Hey, to be fair, I did like the dog in Star Trek Picard premiere episode. The dog was cool.
That's the only thing you like?
Well, they actually did they did better than Discovery. They actually left me curious.
Yeah.
For a couple of things, but overall it was like this was the episode is titled Remembering, and it really should have been titled, Hey, remember Data? Because the next episode's going to be, Hey, remember Riker and Troy? And then we're going to have, Hey, remember 7 of 9? Then we're going to have, Hey, remember Hugh of Borg? And then I'm going to, Hey, remember why Star Trek Discovery sucked?
Yeah, they just can't. They can't help themselves. They really can't help themselves.
And I knew it would suck. The second I knew it would suck was when I saw the trailer and Jean-Luc Pasteur looked right into the camera and said, "Engage," because that's looking right at the dude. You're an actor. Don't look right at the camera and like, fuck off. That's fan service, and you know. And plus, Patrick Stewart's like what, 111 years old. So it's Star Trek Deep Space Grandpa, and the dude's fucking tired and worn out, and it shows in his line delivery. And I'm fucking old. Give me my spaceship so I can shoot a Klingon. Who built these consoles out of exploding dicks? I mean, seriously, all he needs is like a permanently half-filled bottle of scotch or something. because the bottle itself has a built-in replicator.
Yeah.
And you just be drunk, start Deep Space Grandpa all the time. You fucking kids. Jesus Christ, you can't fucking do nothing.
Yeah, well, that's just fine. But, if we're going to do it and we're going to do it that way, can Bloodwing voice it?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that redneck track is just fucking hilarious. And he keeps apologizing that the episodes are long. We're like, we don't care. It's funny.
They're doing their 10th anniversary now in that game. I just got 5 free keys.
Huh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy. Here we go. With the keys. For those of you in the live chat just joining, this is pretty much going to be ending around 4 o'clock, maybe 4:30. I am trying to raise funds to take a little bit of the stress off of Ronan as far as the bills and stuff are concerned. We've got $50 out of 500 Safar. Safar.
And thank you for donating for that, because right now I'm fighting with Austin traffic.
Yeah, right. So if you guys wish to contribute, the Streamlabs link is in the description. If you cannot, just share it around, please, because the more you contribute, the less stress for us. Literally, I'm being dead serious here, people.
I say Austin, like I said, he's in the little part of Texas.
He's in Austin, fighting Austin traffic.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just came all the way down to just outside of San Antonio and made a delivery, and now I'm taking an empty unit all the way back to where I started out from, just north of Fort Worth.
Yep.
How do you spell whaling?
R-A-I-L-I-N-G?
No, not railing with the W, wailing, like the sound a banshee would make.
Oh, W-A-I-L-I-N-G.
Okay, I got to get rid of the H. There we go. All right.
It's not
whaling. You are not hunting Moby Dick. I don't know.
White. Cool Whip. It's not Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
What do you say it like that?
Say it like what?
Why are you emphasizing the H? I'm not going to go into the whole bit. I don't remember.
Cool Whip.
And yeah, can I get a reply on how many people are praying that Seth MacFarlane buys the Star Trek franchise?
I'm one.
I'm not sure if I want him to, and not because I don't have faith in him. I do, but it's like, dude, how are you going to keep the Orville going and do the Star Trek?
Yeah.
You're going to hurt your brain. I mean, plus we already, we have, it's not MacFarlane we have to have the ultimate faith in. It's Sherry Redstone. Or is it Sherry Gravestone or fucking Sherry Blarney Stone? I don't know what her name is. I think it's Sherry Redstone. Anyway, because she's the honcho behind the whole thing, getting Viacom and CBS back into the ownership of the Star Trek franchise as a whole. Yeah. And she seems to be unhappy with the direction it's gone. That's if we believe the rumors.
Yeah.
That I would like to just see. This is what they need to do to save Star Trek right now. Get rid of any and all things related to J.J. Abrams. Just ignore it all. It never happened.
Right.
If in fact the new show should be Star Trek, that shit never happened. Or something to kind of lean in that kind of direction.
Yeah. I mean, what I love is with people liking The Mandalorian is the Favreau's behind The Mandalorian, and the current hullabaloo is the fact that the only reason it hasn't gone by way of other Kathleen Kennedy works is because they told Miss Kennedy to leave Favreau the fuck alone.
Right. So if we get the bright people in charge of Star Trek and they just make a new series, new ship, Star Trek, the new ship out there in the space, and maybe not even do a don't try to make it so distinctive from every other Star Trek. I mean, a little bit, absolutely, but that's where your characters come in.
Yeah.
But you put them on the Federation spaceship. Say it's the Star Trek Endeavor or whatever, and they're out actually trying to look for something. They're doing the kind of job Picard would have loved, is to use Starfleet as a tool to go dig up all the archaeology and to figure out this major mystery. That could be your first season or your first half season or whatever. Because, you don't need to use the whole season to tell the one overarching story.
Yeah.
You can do a couple of overarching stories in a season if you want.
Well, like I said, the problem with Kathleen Kennedy is and you're going to remember this from yesterday, it's not enough people walked up to her in Bugs Bunny style and went do-do-do-do-do-do-do, whack whack! Do-do-do-do-do-do, whack whack! No, sit down over there in the corner, and we're going to do it the way it's supposed to be done and not the way you want to do it. Because the Force ain't female, bitch! Go over there in the corner with your vibrator, have your fun. We'll do the movies. Because that was, as soon as she said the Force is female, before the Bile Awakens ever came out, I went, oh, here we go. They're going to screw up Star Wars. Oh.
What happened? There we go. While I'm chatting with you guys, I'm also trying to tell Callie a story on Twitter.
You finally took the point. I'm still trying to figure out if in the second half of the stream I want to play Don't Starve Together, Swoter, or what was that other one? New Vegas. I might wind up playing Swoter again.
I haven't played that in a while. I've lost interest.
If somebody on Twitter went, Don't Starve Together? ? Oh yeah, if I get enough people, I'll host a server and we can all run around aimlessly trying not to die.
See, I keep getting it backwards and everything. I keep thinking, who the guy that dies first and everything, it wins. if those were the rules and everything, hey, first place right here.
Right. Oh my gosh! Hi Barry, how you doing?
Is that Barry?
But yeah,
hi Barry.
It's our Barry. It's our Barry Sax Blue, who thought he had missed my stream yesterday because I took like a 45-minute break to make a little bit for dinner. Yeah, and then come back. So yeah, that is Barry.
Y'all, what kind of world is it we live in and everything? Where the guy that's out working all the time takes second place to the dog that's eating like a queen.
You told me to start cooking for her, so I started cooking for her. Yeah. I was just following your instructions.
Since when did I ever come up with good ideas? Why would anybody listen to me?
Because you have a good idea. You have a good idea every now and again.
Well, I thought I had a good idea once, but I was mistaken.
Yep. So there was that, and then we had the. As far as the future of at least the MCU is concerned, I don't know if I'm going to. I haven't seen Endgame yet. I don't know if I want to see now the Scarlet Witch movie because of all the crap that's coming out and the changes they want to do. And I was really freaking disappointed when I'm like, oh well, she's Wonder Woman in her next movie is not going to have her sword and shield.
What?
Yeah, because
that's ridiculous.
She's too violent.
Oh, for fucking out loud.
Somebody said and everything it was a symbol of fallacy.
Yeah, it was a phallic symbol, so you can't have that because phallic symbols.
Oh, they can go fuck themselves. It's not a phallic symbol. It's a symbol of punch the enemy till they're dead.
Right?
Make it easy.
Let me see if I can find that.
How do these people get so stupid in the world?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm beginning to wonder. Yeah, this is why we have shovels. because sometimes people need to be slapped in the mouth with a shovel. God, people are stupid in this world. God.
Bad.
It's like, who put splinters in your toilet paper, dick nose?
All right, here we go. Let me see if I can. Here we go. I think this is the thing that I read. I can't remember. No, that's BuzzFeed. I never read BuzzFeed. I don't read BuzzFeed on principle. All right, here we go. Why 1984 Diana does not have her sword? According to Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman doesn't carry her sword and shield in Wonder Woman 1984 because the Amazonian goddess has no need to wield the weapons to defend herself. The highly anticipated follow-up to Wonder Woman has been generating major buzz recently with the premiere of the first official trailer at CCXP.
Yeah, it worked really good when she punched Superman.
Right.
And Steppenwolf.
Right. During the first Wonder Woman movie, Diana was still discovering her infinite potential and did in fact carry around a sword and shield while she was on Earth. A notable scene where Wonder Woman utilizes her shield somewhat is during the No Man's Land scene where she effortlessly deflects the bullets, speeding toward her with her gauntlets and shield. The first movie was an exploration of Diana's origin story, and it made sense why the character would wield a sword and shield whilst discovering her full potential. She brandished a shield because there were people shooting, machine guns at her ass, which is, rapid fire projectiles, and her fucking bracelets weren't going to cut the mustard.
I don't know, man. They did in the series in the 70s.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
and to be honest, that's not the worst. That's not the worst explanation.
Yeah. And here we go.
I could see it tapping, learning how to be a more powerful and much gooder Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I can see that. That makes sense because we've had, as Wonder Woman, a character that is growing and developing.
Oh, Gal Gadot. Okay, so it's a dot. Okay.
Yeah.
Gadot was very dedicated to her portrayal of the iconic feminist heroine and evolving the character past her origin story in the first Wonder Woman film. Speaking during a panel about Wonder Woman 1984, Gadot said the following: "We had an intention to let go of the sword because there's something very aggressive with the sword. It's a sword. If you have a sword, you need to use it. Not really. So we wanted to give that up, and we didn't feel that the shield was necessary either. She's a goddess. She can fight. She's super strong, and she has the skills and the lasso."
Oh, but if you have a lasso, you have to use it. Let's be consistent.
Right? Exactly. Oh, Lord. Yeah. It's like...
Well, I don't know. I'd let her lasso me, if she wanted to.
Right?
Yeah, but you're stuck in Austin.
Damn you, bitch. Don't you got some snow to shovel or something?
Yeah, that ain't happening at my age. I'm still trying to figure out how to make snow flammable so I can just let it match and be done with it. I figure that and my people repellent spray will make me at least, I don't know, $50 on the open market.
I'll buy a couple cans. I'll put a dispenser on the front of my truck. People repellent.
People repellent.
Yep, absolutely.
Clear the road.
Weirdly, see, fart spray doesn't work because some people think it's funny. Pepper spray doesn't work because some people think it's a sauce.
Right.
I'm looking for the perfect
nice condiment.
thing.
Right.
Yeah. You got people spraying that shit on their chili, for fuck's sake.
It's cayenne pepper.
Oh, here it is. All right, so here's the other thing, because I did do a reaction, I think, to this particular article, because they kept saying that that Wonder Woman was a symbol of peace, and I kept saying, hello, she's the daughter of Zeus. Hello, she's an Amazonian daughter of Zeus. What about that says peacekeeper? Hello.
Well, let's make it even more simple. Amazon warrior.
Yeah. Wonder Woman is an ultra feminine peacemaker. A sword is a fleet.
Bullshit. It's not.
right? This was a tweet back from 2016. A sword is a lethal phallic symbol. Why they don't go together is not complicated. Why your brain did not engage before you hit send for this tweet is obvious.
What's this? I'm blanking on the weapon that's vaguely vagina shaped. A lasso. You twat.
Right? Exactly.
You twat doctor.
Right. And so the original conception of Wonder Woman saw her hardly ever use a sword, preferring the pacifying power of the lasso. Here we go. There are gender issues here. The sword being a phallic symbol in fiction, with the lasso being more, well, yonic. Because he didn't want to say...
Why does this person want to see a bunch of dicks? That's what I'm getting out of this.
I don't know.
Everything's a phallic symbol. No, you just want to see a bunch of dicks. You want to see dicks everywhere you go. You're a dick. Exactly. Try to see something other than a dick. See a slice of pizza. Make it something that might.
Who's gonna whoop somebody with a sword? Okay, you got a sword. I got a lasso. Who the fuck going?
Right? Exactly.
Well,
yeah, it's like rock paper scissors. You don't take paper to a scissors fight. You dummy.
Yeah.
God.
It was like when they said that the sword was violent. Like you have it's really violent in the sheath.
Okay, here's the thing. This is just going and everything because if I'm not mistaken, Pat is in Texas. So let's just go back and everything to the West, the old West, where most cowboys carried a lasso and everything. Those lassos were used for anything from, roping cattle, hanging the occasional passerby, dragging people to death behind thing and everything. It's not really a symbol of peace.
Nope.
Don't forget party tricks. They're the fuckers who did the party tricks with a lasso.
Yeah. That's when that all started and everything because cowboys.
Yeah.
Back, Buffalo Bills Wild West show.
Yeah. Right.
Although I remember I had a part-time job at Bastard Billy's Wild West show, but that didn't play out.
I'm afraid to ask.
Bastard Billy was kind of a prick. His idea of a lasso trick was tying the rock to the end of the rope and swinging it at your fucking head. Well, he degraded not only you, but your lineage.
Right?
You had a weird sense of humor.
Okay. My ADD kicked in and I forgot that at 1:30 Central Standard Time, our great Papaw usually starts streaming. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to come over to, Bloodwing. I'm going to come over to my laptop, which is why I'm leaning over on camera.
Are you streaming today?
Yep, Saturday. Yeah, today's Saturday. He's got it scheduled from what I saw.
Oh, no. I see it.
Oh,
I see it now.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste the link and stick it in the live chat, and then I'm going to end the stream here, and then when he's done, I'm going to restart my stream, and I'm going to start probably playing one of the 3 games that I said before.
I thought you were going to cross the streams.
You never cross the streams.
Excuse me, Ray. You said crossing the streams was bad.
Right?
Oh.
So, on that note, my friends, this has been your mad mother of the internet, my little misfits.
Mother internet.
Right? And I'll see you again at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Central. That's Central. Bye.
Rock on, everyone.